Hello, Noah and Ava in New Zealand, and to everyone else that is watching. Welcome to my next video for kids. It's late winter, early springtime here in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and it's raptor nesting season. So I thought I'd do this episode all about bald eagles. I watched several of the bald eagle nests for the Hancock Wildlife Foundation, and I'll put a link in the description so you can find out more. They do fantastic work to protect these beautiful birds. Now, bald eagles make really big nests out of sticks and branches. They line it with grass. They lay their eggs usually too, and they often reuse the nests from last year, so the nests keep getting bigger and bigger. Eggs are usually laid in February, and about 35 days later they hatch into these beautiful little chicks. Can you see on the screen? Looking a bit like a little dinosaur with a soft white fluffy head. Absolutely beautiful. This is in early April. They're quite defenseless at that stage, and the parents both feed and look after the chicks. This is just a few weeks later, and they've almost doubled in size. Can you see the dark flight feathers growing through? Here he is, and if you watch carefully, you can see him panting in the heat. Eagles don't have sweat glands like we do, but they pant a bit like dogs. So they stick their tongues out and pant to regulate their temperature. Now this is another nest I watch. See the babies? There's 2 babies in there, and they're still covered in fluffy down. They're about 3 times the size now. All they do is sleep and eat and grow. And they learn all about the environment in their little nest. It's still quite cold, so those feathers keep them warm. And here's Mum. She's bought some food for them. She doesn't need to feed them directly into their beaks anymore, so she just usually drops the food off, maybe tears it up a bit, and they eat, and off she flies to go find some more food. Both the parents will feed and look after the chicks. Now this is in early June, and the feathers are dark and beautiful, and these are their flight feathers growing through. Aren't they lovely? They have dark eyes, dark beaks, and dark talons, and dark feathers all over their bodies. And they're called juveniles in the first year of their life. Absolutely beautiful. And look at these youngsters in the nest. They can't fly yet, but they exercise their wings, and they learn all about their environment, and they start learning how to use their beaks and talons. Watch them pick up a stick. He's learning what he can use his beak for. He's still got quite a lot of baby fluffy feathers under his wings. You see him? He doesn't want to eat the stick, but he's learning what he can do with his beak and with his talons. It's absolutely wonderful to watch these birds. They're only a few months old, and they're already really big. They're about 3 feet long. And after a lot of flapping, he's taken his first flight to a branch nearby. They can't take a really big flight, so they fly to nearby branches and trees, and then back to the nest. The parents will keep feeding them for a while. They've got to learn how to really get those wings strong enough for a big flight. Isn't he absolutely beautiful? Now I'm going to show you a few older birds. The bird at the top of this tree here is maybe 2 or 3 years old. It takes quite a long time for them to get their white heads. As you can see, he's maybe 3 years old. He's got some white feathers coming through and yellow eyes. Can you just see it catching the light there? Now the word bald eagle. The word bald doesn't mean no feathers. It's an old word meaning white. White-headed eagle. They're absolutely beautiful birds. Now this bird here, can you see his beak is very yellow and he's getting quite a lot of white on his head, and his talons there are very yellow. He's maybe 4 years old. Quite lovely. Well, they're still at this young stage, they can't breed yet. This eagle I was watching the other day is very inquisitive at the people walking under him. Now, I think he's about 5 years old. He has a very white head, but still a few dark feathers, and a few dark feathers on his tail. So I think he's maybe just 5. It's quite lovely. Now, in bald eagles, the male is smaller than the female. The female is quite large, but this is very common in raptors. The males are usually a bit smaller than the females. This is a beautiful female. She's at Boundary Bay, and I think her tail is a bit dirty from walking on the sands at Boundary Bay. They like to catch crabs and midshipmen in the sands of Boundary Bay, and their tails get a bit dirty. I'm hoping she breeds this season and I can watch her babies. Now, to end with, I want to share their call. In most movies, the red-tailed hawk call is dubbed over the bald eagle. But this is what they really sound like, and I think it's such a wonderful sound. I don't know why Well, I like the red-tailed hawk call too, and I think I might do next week about red tails. Now turn your sound up and listen to that bald eagle call. Wasn't that a wonderful noise? I love it. I absolutely love watching these birds. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. There'll be links in the description to find out more.